Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Acer Aspire R3 series model N15W5. Alright, so we're going to be using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver and removing all the screws from the bottom. Okay, you want to keep all the screws in order. The way I do that, I put them flat side down like this on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So you can see 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. This does seem to be a refurbished or recertified laptop, so some of the screws might not be the same as what it is on yours if you bought it brand new, so keep that in mind. I do see like some screws here look a little weird, so I don't know if they just put some random screws there, but yeah, they don't seem to look the same as the rest, so I have a feeling somebody just put some random screws in there and they're not supposed to be in there. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue removing all the screws. The other screws look to be the same, so I don't know why they just put some screws there that don't even fit properly. They're much larger, so it looks like they weren't even going into the screw mounts. They were just holding themselves in on the plastic. Anyways, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, so anyways, these are customer computers, so keep that in mind. I don't own them. Anyways, after removing all the screws, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get my fingernails in this little gap here between the blue and black portions, and then I'm going to push with my thumbs and pull with my fingernails back. Alright, you can use plastic pry tools if you want. You don't have to use fingernails, but as you can see, they work really well and they get the job done. Alright, so we got that open. You can see the inside looks pretty easy to work with. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, the customer wanted to upgrade the hard drive to an SSD, upgrade the RAM, and replace the battery. These batteries don't work at all. Hopefully it is just the battery and not something else weird with the charging circuit or something like that. But yeah, so we're going to remove the 2 screws from the battery here. Battery model number, if you're wondering, is here AC14B3K. I'll actually bring it closer for you to see, but let me go ahead and take these screws out first. Okay, once we've gotten both those screws out, looks like the battery can lift up, but of course there's a bunch of tape here, so we're going to peel this off. Okay, or at least peel it back. Okay, we'll get that, and this one is a little bit stuck here, so I'll use this plastic razor blade to kind of get under a corner if I can, and hopefully we'll be able to peel up the rest. Nope. Okay, I'm just going to use my fingernail and scrape it up then because it's not wanting to come out cleanly. Okay, so I'm scraping up one edge and hopefully now we can peel it up. Alright, peel this back. Okay, just like that. Hold the cable down and continue peeling this off. Alright, there we go. Okay, let me actually zoom in a bit here for you guys. We're going to disconnect this battery cable. The way I do that, again, I use my fingernails. You can use whatever works for you, and I just wiggle this connector as I pull it. Alright, and there you go, it pops out. If you get a new battery, make sure you put it the right way. Red wires going toward the right, black wires going towards the left or the hard drive. Okay, and let's go ahead and get that connector out of the way. Let's zoom out again, and let's go ahead now and lift this battery out. Okay, just like that. So again, here's the battery model number, AC14B3K. Alright, I'm going to set that battery aside. Okay, you got the keyboard connector here. This has little push-in latches that you slide back and then the cable will come out. I'm not going to take that out. Trackpad cables here. This has a little flip latch here that you flip that and you can take it out. There's 2 buttons here. I'm not sure what those are for. Let me see. So interesting. So there's a battery. Let's see which one is going to where. So there's a screw. So apparently there's a screw mount here, but they covered it with tape. So I'm actually going to take this tape out. I don't think this tape is supposed to be here. So we're going to remove that. Okay, because there's supposed to be a screw that goes from here into that. And that means this is the battery reset button. I don't know what this other one is, so it just says SW1, so I don't know what that's for, but this one actually says reset right there. Okay, so if your computer's having issues turning on for some reason, you can try pressing and holding that button. Usually use a little pin and press that for about 15 seconds and that will reset it. All right. Anyways, you got the speaker connector here, which comes out just like the battery connector. LCD LVDS connector is here. If you mess with this, make sure after disconnecting the battery that you open up the computer, press and hold the power button for 15 seconds before flipping this latch or moving it, because if you don't, there's a good chance you can fry the backlight circuit, the screen, the cable, or the motherboard, or a combination of all three. All right. The CPU is soldered to the motherboard, so it's not user upgradable, and there's no fan to cool it down, so I don't know what this heat pipe is doing over here. I guess it's just going to spread the heat out into this metal plate. Not a good design in my opinion. All right, anyways, DC jack or charge port connectors here. This one seems to be the BIOS CMOS RTC battery, real-time clock battery right there. SD card slot soldered to the board. And the BIOS battery is just underneath this wireless card. I'm not going to mess with it. There's one screw holding this in place, and it comes out just like every other wireless card. The tails of the antennas, you can pull them up to pop them out. Again, if you're not sure, watch some of my other videos before attempting it. You don't want to damage anything. Then you got all the side buttons here connected with this one cable. We are going to be taking this out, of course, because we need to replace the hard drive. I cloned the hard drive to an SSD in advanced. So yeah, anyways, once you flip that, you can go ahead and pull this cable out. If you want, you can actually pull out both ends. It's labeled MB because it goes to the motherboard, and DB over here because it goes to the daughter board, if you're wondering what that means. All right, we'll set that aside. If you need the cable model number or anything, there it is. Hopefully you can read that, and if you need it, otherwise you could always open yours up. It's pretty simple. All right. I see one screw here, and it looks like we're gonna have to remove this screw holding the daughter board in place as well. So let's go ahead and remove both these screws. Okay. All right, and let's lift the daughter board out. And yes, it was going under there, so now you can see we can lift this out. We're going to flip this latch up as well and pull that cable out. You want to be careful not to rip this cable. All right, and then there's supposed to be 4 screws holding the hard drive in place. I guess that's why this hard drive is dead. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and plop this out. Okay, so since they're upgrading it to an SSD, then we shouldn't have any issues with it missing those screws. But this hard drive was completely dead when I tried to boot it. It wasn't working. It would just keep crashing and spinning in circles, telling it to restore or whatever. Anyways, we're going to put the adapter onto the SSD. The customer brought this. I don't usually use this brand because I haven't heard of it much, and it actually was super cheap, so I was kind of scared that it could be bad quality, but we'll see. The customer got it, and we'll find out what happens. When I had it connected externally to this laptop, it was having problems booting up. It kept blue screening, but I don't know if that's just because the original internal hard drive was bad, and then it was probably trying to boot off of this, which didn't even have an OS or anything on it. But yeah, all right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this back into place. Well, I guess we can slide this down first, make sure this is lined up here and this is lined up over here. Okay, we can go ahead and put the daughter board back into place, make sure the screw mount lines up and everything. Okay, I don't know if, oh wait, there won't be a screw here. That's right, because this screw goes into this bottom cover. All right, the bottom of the bottom cover. So we're going to leave that out. All right, we'll go ahead and get this screw up here in as well. All right, and let's go ahead and get this connector back into place. So just line it up, make sure that latches up, of course. Okay, get that lined up and into place, and then just slide your finger over the top to latch it down. All right, so let's go ahead and now put this daughter board, motherboard cable back into place. All right, get that lined up. Make sure the wings of the connector go past the raised areas of the slot or connector on the motherboard. All right, same thing with this side. Get that lined up. Okay, push that in. You can use the little blue tab to help hold it in place and then slide it. Latch that down. Okay, now for the RAM. The RAM is pretty easy to get to. Just get underneath here, flip that up, okay? And here you can see the RAM. We're gonna slide the two latches to the side and pull this out. This is, oh, it's already upgraded. So it's a PC3 12800 RAM, 8 gigs. Let's go ahead and see what they got to replace it. This is also 8 gigs, so I can't put this in the computer. It only has one slot. All right, anyways, we're gonna put this stick of RAM back in because I don't think there's any reason to put this. Maybe the speed is faster. It's 1600 megahertz, but I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it out because the customer can return that. I don't think it's gonna make much performance difference. If they want me to put it in the end, I will put that in later. But again, I don't think they're gonna need that. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead now and get the battery that they bought. Hopefully it's correct. Okay, it's stuck in the packaging here, so, oh, there we go. All right, so we got the battery out, and again, you want to make sure you put the battery the right way. Again, the black wires are going towards the hard drive, and the red wires are going towards the right side. So let me zoom out a bit. And let's go ahead and get this battery into place. AC14B8K. I think that's the same. AC14B. Wait. So the battery is different. B3K, and this is B8K. So let's go ahead and see. 48 watt hours. Okay, 15.2 volts. So this is also 15.2 volts. So this is a larger capacity battery than replacement one. Hopefully it will fit okay. It looks like it's about the same size, but this one has indentations and this one's like more flat smooth. So it should be okay. Voltage is the same. Let's go ahead and install it. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to slide the bottom part down first because there's these little latches that these feet go into. Okay. Once you get that in place, you can go ahead and lower this down. And then if you want, you can go ahead and put these screws in before connecting the battery connector. All right, so let's get these screws in. And this seems to be a very simple to repair, or not repair, upgrade and install parts into this laptop. The problem is the processor sucks, so you're not going to get much performance boost out of it. I don't know how much the SSD is going to help. It'll help a little, but the processor is going to be very limiting. So that's the bottleneck. And anyways, let's go ahead and plug this in and see if it even boots up. So we're going to line that up, pinch the thing together so that way all the connectors go in evenly. You can push these wires down into this little groove just to get them out of the way. Now we're going to get this cover, put that back on. All right, doesn't look like there's a trick to it. Just line it up and click everything down into place. All right, looks good. And to be safe, I'm going to put these corner screws in because they help hold the hinge into place. And a lot of times laptops, their hinges are a weak point. So I'm going to strengthen it or keep it stronger with these screws, okay? Anyways, let's go ahead now and open this up and see if we got anything going. All right, we'll power this on with the power button. Power light's on, that's good. Before it wouldn't even turn on without the charger plugged in. Acer is showing up, and let's see if it's booting. All right, I see the little spinning dots, so I think we're good to go. And then we just got to get all the screws back in. All right, let's make sure it actually boots completely. Oh, this model actually flips the screen all the way back. That's nice. Okay. I didn't think it was one of those, but apparently it is, so. All right. Anyways, it's still loading, as you can see. It's getting ready because it's detecting new hardware, and it's on. Alright, so it's already booting to the account, which I don't want it to. There's no password on here. Before, with the other one, so they brought two. One, the hard drive was okay and it booted, so I actually cloned from that one because the hard drive in this one was bad, because the other option was I had to redo Windows from scratch for them, and they didn't want to have to pay the extra if they didn't have to. So it looks like it's working. I'm gonna do a restart. I don't know why it keeps making a sound like it's detecting new hardware or something. That's kind of weird. Maybe I'll tell them to do like clean install on here. They have a built-in recovery where it reinstalls Windows, and then they just have to update all the drivers. But yeah, it keeps making like a device reconnect disconnect sound, so I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, let's go ahead now and put back all the screws, and we should be good to go. Alright, anyways, again, you're welcome to stay as I put back all the screws. But other than that, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. I mean, this model's already like really cheap, so I don't think don't worry about it if you can't afford it, but if you can spare a little, it'd be greatly appreciated. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'm just gonna put back all these screws now. Alright, let's get all these screws back in. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I hear it making the device reconnect and disconnect sound even though I restarted and closed the screen, so that means the computer's still running. I wonder what it's detecting that it's disconnecting and reconnecting. That's very strange. Anyways, if you guys are wondering how you do the reinstall from Windows, what you do is you open the start menu, hold the left shift key, go to the shutdown menu, click restart while you're holding the shift key. It'll tell you please wait, as you can see. Give it some time, please wait, please wait. Okay, eventually it will go into the device, what is it, like the recovery, the software recovery and stuff menu. And then from there you can actually do so here you can see it has this menu. You can troubleshoot, and from here you can reset your PC. Sometimes it won't work though. If that's the case, you can actually get a USB drive. I think you have to have 8 gigs or 16 gigs at least. It will wipe out the drive, but Microsoft does let you download a Windows 10 installer for free. Anyways, that's pretty much it. As you can see, the computer's working, so we're gonna shut it off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, let's drop this. Bye.